Hello everybody and welcome back. We are back. Lakini leo tumeteseka kabla tuje online. Worked late, came home, hakuna stima, simu zote haziwaki, nimesahau pin, panic mode. Anyway, Evra, good to see you. How are you, man?
I've been good. Tulienda heavy Christmas. Poleni sana tulipotea. But ni life, we are back.
Yeah. Good to see you. Tulikuwa nawe the whole of December, so I can't complain. Lakini huko kwenyu kuna joto sana.
Joto ni muhimu.
Unafaa kuja at least hapa niko for a few days usikie vile tutasikia. Okay. Long
I'm
time.
good
Where should
kwenye
we
niko
start?
for now.
Okay. Where should we start? A lot of football has been played when we are off air, and also the past weekend. A certain team I hear it's still lost in the forest. Bado wanatafuta njia ya kurudi nyumbani.
But then, this was the perfect time kurudi for us to be back. I think timing yetu ilikuwa very perfect. Yeah.
na wote wamehepa, hakuna mwenye ako willing kukuja online leo, so they asked for the show. Where are they now?
Wamepotelea ni msituni huko forest, hawapatikani, but maybe next weekend watapata njia watoke.
Yeah, probably. So where should we start? Weekend results. We start with the FA Cup, we go to the African Cup of Nations, and then we look at some of the top fixtures, especially in Italy. Niliwatch game ya Roma versus Juventus, one of the most interesting games I've seen by far this season. Yeah. So which results do you have first so that we can start?
First of all, I have third round FA Cup. There were so many games, so maybe I'll just cruise through the ones that
the big
teams in the BPL, I think, if that's okay. Okay, I think the first game was City. They are away to Swindon Town. They won 4-1.
Yeah.
Another game where I can see Newcastle lost to United 1-0. Crystal Palace won 2-1 to Millwall. Another game is Leicester won 4-1 to Watford.
Yeah.
Another game, Brentford won 4-1. They were visitors to Port Vale. Another good game, there was Everton Hull, where Everton were away 3-2. Chelsea went 5-1 against Chesterfield.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Another game was Southampton went 3-2 up against Swansea. Another notable game was Wolves. Wolves won 3-0 against Sheffield United, the recently relegated team. West Ham won 2-0 against Leeds.
Yeah.
Liverpool won 4-1 against Shrewsbury. Tottenham 3-1 against Macombi. And yesterday Arsenal lost 1-0 away to Nottingham Forest. Today there'll be Manchester versus Aston Villa in a couple of hours. So fingers crossed. I'm not that confident in our team at the moment.
Hiyo I'm sure watu wakipoteza.
Hoping for the best, lakini for the best, but I don't know. I'm not sure about United right now. So in the situation tuko at the moment, like I don't know what team will show up. First of all, COVID ndo hiyo, so you know you're not sure if we'll have our defense back or Phil Jones will still be there. It's a weird situation United sahi kwenye tuko, so yeah, whatever happens. It's the FA, so it's also good to I hope he'll play some of the French players kama kina Van de Beek, Lingard. I hope they'll get a game. game kama hizi sidhani there is a need to play Cristiano. I think he should try and play other players, Marshall, Lingard, some other players other than the normal that we see. So pia wapiganie namba pia, it's good competition to give some players game time.
It's interesting you say that because sababu the other day I was having an argument with someone and he's not the only person I've had an argument with. Watu wakisema ati Man U iko under crisis. We'll discuss that much later. But what I don't understand is if you lose one game all of a sudden uko under crisis. But anyway, let's move on to
I think
hiyo tutadiscuss baadaye as we are going to preview the Man U game. But let's have a look at the Serie A because there were some very, very interesting matches and good results there.
I don't think I have them. Were they playing Serie A or what is it called? Scudetto or what is it called?
I think it was Serie A.
It was a league match.
Yes.
Okay, just give me one game. Inter.
We had I think Juventus Roma.
Oh, Juventus Roma. Let me check. Oh yeah, it was Serie A actually.
Yeah.
I have
because I actually watched the Juventus Roma game. It was very, very interesting.
One second, let me pull up the results. Serie A. Okay, I have them. So this weekend there are I think game week 21 of the Serie A. Milan, let me just start straight off. Milan versus Venezia. Milan won 3-0. They were away. Another notable game was Napoli versus Sampdoria. Is this Sampdoria? Yeah, Sampdoria.
Yeah.
Napoli won 1-0. Atalanta won 6-2 against Udinese. That's a big margin. Juventus Roma, Juve won 4-3. Remembering that they had a red card in that game. So another I think those are the most notable games. Right now there's Torino versus Fiorentina, where Torino are 3-0 up at the 55th minute. So I think Torino will get the game. So
what's happening to Fiorentina? Fiorentina was once one of the top teams.
Yeah, was once a good team. I think imepitwa na wakati. Maybe they didn't reinvest the money they sold their good players with. If you don't reinvest in the team, actually maybe unaenda kununua stadium, kuongeza viti hazitacheza ball. So most small teams actually that's what they do. When they start getting like good money, instead of reinvesting in the team, they reinvest in the infrastructure because they want more fans, more like. Then they end up losing because you have a good stadium but no fans. But no fans because your football is pathetic. So
true.
It's sour. Maybe Florentina will be back after some years. I don't know. But as of late, wako chini sana. As I can check, let me just check the league table. Florentina are currently where are they? 7th.
Hello, Steve, nimekupoteza. Hello. Yeah, we seem to have lost Steve, but
am I back?
Yeah, you're back. Yeah. Yeah, you're back. You are saying about them being 7th?
Yeah, they're 7th, joint points with Roma. So, But Roma have, and they have a game in hand actually.
And who are at the top of the table? Yeah, Steve bado anaonekana na struggle na internet, but let's just have a quick look at the Serie A table there. I think that's what he was having a look at. Yeah, there we go.
So they're not so bad because they're above teams like.
Steve, we keep losing you. If you can hear me, check your internet connection. So we're just going to have a look at the Serie A table there, and yeah, Steve, we keep losing you, bro.
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Poleni, yes. Nilikuwa nimechange routine, so people are calling. Poleni. Yeah.
So let me just share the Serie A table with us, so that we can see all of us, and then now utatupatia point zako vile ulikuwa unasema. Yeah, there you go. Hello, Steve, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, there is the table. Now you can continue.
I was talking about Florentina. I don't think I was saying that I don't think they are so bad off. Noting that they are seventh with 32 points, joint with, is it 32 points? Let me confirm the points. Yeah, 32 points. There are three teams. Yeah. They are joint points with Roma, Florentina, and Lazio. And they have a game in hand, so it's not so bad for them.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll. It's not so bad actually. I thought they would be a bit lower, but wamejaribu.
Yeah, they wamejaribu, but it's
Juventus what's going on.
I remember
on Cristiano, so I'm shocked to hear on fifth at this stage of the season. We sijaiona kitu kama hiyo, 11 points behind of Inter na Inter iko na game in hand.
Yeah.
So sielewi what's going on na Juve. Cristiano is still their top scorer.
But that game they played, that game they played against Roma was quite interesting. I watched that match. Ilikuwa Roma went 1-0 up, Juventus went 1-0 up. I think Roma equalized, and then Roma went up 3-1 up in around the 57th minute, and then Juventus started coming back. Smalling kama kawaida makosa zake pale defense, he started working defense and lost out a couple of balls, and he gave away a couple of chances. So yeah, it was an interesting match to watch, especially when Dybala scored a wonderful goal with his left foot. We have someone who's coming. Wacha atusalimie. Finally, umepatikana na KWS eh?
But in the next like kama 10 minutes nitakuwa kwa hao ndo tutaongea vizuri. Sasa inawasikiza tu
vizuri. Fika nyumbani, unajua hujaonekana kutoka jana. It's good to
Ebra najua ananingoja sana.
Sawa bro. we tunakungoja.
Sawa.
Okay. Yeah, so I was saying Dybala scored a wonderful goal with his left foot. Unfortunately, we don't have rights to show the highlights, but if you can watch the highlights of that game, if you didn't watch that game after the show, Dybala scored a wonderful goal. Actually, from Dybala's goal, zimekuwa yani hizo bao zote zilikuwa kali sana. And funny enough, that's a game that went under the radar. And I don't know what's happening to Mourinho's team, because we've always known once Mourinho goes ahead, it's difficult for other teams to come back. But it seems that either he was cast by United or something, because you remember even at Tottenham, at one time Tottenham was 3-0 up, and then the game ended 3-3.
I think his defensive approach to the game is a bit what wameisoma maybe. Sitting back nowadays, it's not so effective, especially when there's no, kitambo kulikuwa like a target man. Nowadays, the wingers, they play like strikers. Yeah. And even you'll find like in most teams, the wingers score more than the actual striker when yako katikati. Yeah. Which maybe like football has evolved, maybe ndo bado anatumia tactics za kitambo, like maybe that's the issue. Ama tu pia like Roma defense is not as good as we thought. Yeah, I think inaweza kwa there are many reasons why inaweza enda mbaya, but sijui currently I wouldn't know exactly what's the issue. Okay. Because setting up, I'm sure he knows how to set up a defense. Yeah. So maybe teams zingine zimemsoma tu hiyo setup yake, so sijui.
Yeah, and remember, De Ligt got a red card in the game, and they still won. So it was quite an interesting match to see. So let's move on to some German games, and then we have a look at La Liga. Inaonekana Borussia Mönchengladbach wamepata a way to beat Bayern. I think this is the third time in a row they are beating Bayern.
The game is over?
Yeah, the game was played over the weekend. Let me just see whether I can get the result.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought it was.
Let me see whether I can get it. Lewandowski scored another marvelous goal. How can that man be stopped?
I don't think there's an answer for Lewandowski. At the moment. Maybe, I don't know, he's the best striker in the world. Wacha tuseme hivyo. At the moment, hakuna striker as elite kama yeye.
Yeah.
Maybe Haaland is trying, but maybe the difference I think between him and Haaland is the team. Like the people behind Haaland and the people behind Lewandowski, quality is very different. So maybe that's why.
Yeah.
But they're still good players. They're still good strikers.
Yeah. So if we have a look at this page, courtesy of sofascore.com, you can always get statistics on this site. Unaona hapo, Bayern were beaten 2-1, and actually Bayern were the first to score. And as you can see, that was the lineup, and those are the ratings. If you look at the statistics here, the possession was actually with Bayern. But I watched the highlights. I didn't watch the game. I watched the highlights, and it seemed that Mönchengladbach took their chances, Bayern did not. So now, looking at the statistics of head-to-head, where do I get them? Yeah, there you go. Away this tournament, head-to-head, and there you see. Four times the last 4 games they've played, Bayern have not been able to beat Mönchengladbach. Unaona hapo, let's start with this. Bayern won, Mönchengladbach won 2-0, they drew 1-1, wakashtuliwa hapa 5-0, and then they were beaten again 2-1.
Every Superman has a kryptonite, so maybe kryptonite ya Bayern ni hiyo team. So sijui, it's vile Bayern wamekuwa kicheza, then wanafungwa like consistently hivyo. I don't know why. There's the reason, but Yeah, maybe
but
their style of play too is different.
yeah. And looking at the table, Bayern are the wako are the strong first as usual. Dortmund is on second point. Is on second with 37 points. Sorry, and then Hoffenheim is on 31. Leipzig, Freiburg. Surprisingly, Freiburg is in fourth. We'd expect to see teams like Leipzig going there. Which other team? Leverkusen as well. But Freiburg, it seems, wamepata a way to win those matches. Yeah. Looking at the Spanish La Liga, do you have the results there or do I pull them up?
I can pull them up in 2 seconds. Okay. 1 second.
Yeah.
La Liga. Okay, they're up. So I'll just list the most notable games this weekend. It was game week 20 of the La Liga, where we had Real Madrid won 4-1 against Valencia. Barcelona drew again versus Granada, but they had a red card in that game.
Yeah.
Another notable game was Sevilla won 1-0 against Getafe. Bilbao drew with Alves.
Yeah.
Another one is Atletico Madrid also drew against Villarreal 2-2. Yeah, I guess those are the main notable games of the weekend.
So we can say this league is comfortably Real's.
Yeah, I think so. I think Real right now they are cruising, but Sevilla is coming also. I think they only have 5 points above, and Sevilla have a game in hand. So I'd say if Sevilla wins their game in hand, it will only go down to around 2 points, which 2 points is not so much. But what I know is Real right now are very strong. So I'd have them to win the league, I think.
Yeah, so if you look at that table,
I have a feeling Real will go.
So as you look at the table there, we have Real Madrid on 49 points, Sevilla on 44 points, Betis are on 34, and then we have Atletico who are on 33. And funny enough, Sevilla are being coached by a former Real Madrid coach. So it's interesting to see how that will go down. You remember the story of that coach? He had the Spanish job. Before the World Cup, he resigned to join Real. And then I think after 4 months, he was sacked. Yeah,
but
so
Spain
sometimes
also didn't go anywhere in the World Cup.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So anyway, sometimes the grass is not greener on the other side. So probably if he had
but if Real calls, Real calls. I don't think anyone has ever said no to Real Madrid. I doubt if anyone has ever said no to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I don't think.
So anyway, proceeding. Uko na results the AFCON, and then now we can preview the matches that are going. I think there is a match already being played today.
AFCON, there were 2 matches. AFCON, there were 2 matches played yesterday. The opener was Cameroon, the hosts, against Burkina Faso. Quite controversial game where Cameroon were awarded 2 penalties. So the game ended 2-1. Another game that was played yesterday was Ethiopia versus Cape Verde, where Ethiopia lost to Cape Verde 1-0. Also, it should be noted that they got a red card, I think, Ethiopia. So, yeah, I actually watched the Ethiopia-Cape Verde game. I'd say just by watching that game, I didn't see so much of the Cameroon game, but the African football has really improved. I'd say that.
Yeah.
There's an aspect I just saw. It wasn't like kick the ball and follow it fast. It wasn't the kick and follow. Like
actually,
Kenya were like, okay, not Kenya, but most
African football,
African countries was kick the ball and follow it. Whoever who reaches first, give him the ball, he scores. But there was tiki-taka actually. Ethiopia have which was so. I was so surprised to see Ethiopia playing tiki-taka ball while they were 1 man down. So it was amazing. I think it will be. I'll have to watch a few more games because my team actually are playing today. No, not today.
Which is your team?
My team is Senegal. Are they playing today? No, they're not playing today. Today is Guinea, Malawi, and Cameroon, and not Cameroon, and Morocco, Ghana. And as things stand, Guinea
Ghana are playing. Yeah, Ghana are playing today. Yeah, sorry.
So as things stand right now, Guinea are one goal up to Malawi at the 74th minute. Both games are being played concurrently. So Morocco versus Ghana is 0-0 at the 74th minute.
Yeah.
So that's AFCON. Which game are you which team are you supporting this time?
I usually don't have a team in the African Club of Nations, African Cup of Nations, because I'm patriotic to Kenya, and since Kenya does not participate,
that's you have to find a team so that you'll watch it. If you don't have a team, you won't have you need to find a team so that you can at least watch, even if you want to watch so many games. At least find a team to support.
This time round, I'm with Ivory Coast. I'll be following Ivory Coast this time. Yeah, and I wish that our young boy Amad Diallo had gone. But wacha nataka kuona vituko za Eric Bailly. I love that man.
Diallo was not included in the Nini.
Yeah, he was not included in the
AFCON
squad. Probably. I don't know, but I think he was not included. I don't think he was included. Yeah. So, that's the team I'll follow. And hopefully they can get all the way to the final. My second team would be Ghana, because I do have friends over there in Ghana, and I'm sure they will be wanting me to support their team. So,
but Ghana's team is too old. I think that's the big issue with Ghana. Their team is too old. They need to freshen up, bring in more younger players. Because how is Ayu still their captain?
si labda ni zile siasa za who knows who will play. There are those teams.
Which team does Ayu play for actually?
Ayu
is he at Swansea or
Jordan or the other one?
No, not Jordan. The other Ayu, the older Ayu.
The older Ayu.
What's his name? It's Jordan Ayu and the other Ayu.
Let's just do a quick search.
the main Ayu, the one who doesn't have hair. The older.
I think that's Jordan.
Why am I forgetting his name?
There's Andre Ayu and Jordan Ayu.
No, Jordan is the one at
Andre Ayu.
Andre Ayu. Yeah, Andre Ayu. He's still the captain of Ghana, which is very weird. He's been playing for Ghana for the past 20 years, I think. And I think they need to freshen up that team, or else I don't think they'll go far. The main issue is freshening, bringing in new players. I think the team to watch.
He plays for Al Sadd. Sorry to cut you short. He plays for the Qatari side, Al Sadd. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He went to retire there, but he's still Ghana's captain. So that should tell you that Ghana is not going anywhere. I'm even surprised they are 0-0 now. They are still 0-0 with Morocco. But I doubt they'll go anywhere. The team to watch for me. Yes.
I was saying that I think I saw an article. Was it Morocco or Tunisia? There was one team that went to the host nation Cameroon, right? They said they went with how many tons of cargo on their plane. They went with their own water, their own food. They went with everything for their own. Yani hakuna kitu watanunua huko locally. Yani they went with everything, including fruits, vegetables, everything they need. I think they said it's to be more secure in their bubble, in their COVID bubble. So, and then they rented out, I think, the whole hotel plus where the training ground is. It's completely restricted. No one from the public can go, including the press. So I can't remember whether it was Morocco or it was Tunisia, but it was quite an interesting story. Now, going back to your point, I do agree Ghana need to freshen up their squad because they do have a lot of aging players. But Ghana of late have not been performing as well as we usually know they can perform. And then I think another team that people need to look out for is Ethiopia, because you look at the way Ethiopia are playing. I watched the rematch and some of their matches, highlights of matches they played in their qualifiers. They look like an interesting team, and they look very tactical. And actually, I was shocked that most of their players are actually from the local league, so ni watu wanajuana vizuri.
Yeah, I thought they were not. It was like a mediocre team. I was even surprised they qualified, but after watching them yesterday, they really play good football. I think their coach is really good, whoever he is. Because they are really playing like, you can see a team that is coached well. So big ups to their technical bench and even to the players themselves. Even after going one man down, they played like there were still 11 men. So yeah, it was inspiring. But for me, I think the team to look out for is Nigeria. I've just seen their squad, just like they have a very good squad. On paper, I think Nigeria have the best squad in the AFCON at the moment. Because the names they have, I think they are really good players. And most of the team, like 80% of the team, plays in Europe. So obviously, when you play in Europe, so your level of professionalism and everything, like if you play in Europe, then your football is better. So maybe they have an edge because of that. So Nigeria, for me, although I don't like them, but they have a good squad. Yeah.
Yeah. A funny fact: did you see Burkina Faso's lineup? The formation they had. I don't know whether it's the media that was confused, or it is the coach that wanted to confuse the opponent team. But he had set up the team to look as if it was a 2-4-2-4 kind of formation with two defenders. Yeah, it was like a two. Actually, it was 2-4-4. Yeah, 2-4-4. Yeah, which to me I found interesting because actually when the game started, the opponents were a bit confused, and I think that's why they were able to actually score the first goal. But I was a bit disappointed with the decisions that were made in that match. I think most of the decisions went against Burkina Faso. But if they continue playing that way, they might qualify for the next round. But a quick question for you before we move on to previewing the matches that will be played today, as some of the matches that will be played today, as well as the entire week before you meet next time, is: do you feel that the African Cup of Nations will one day get to the level of Euros? Because remember, for the first time in history, we have Sky Sports who are showing all matches. I think all 54 matches, if I'm not wrong, which means we have guys in Europe who are watching. So if we continue that, do you think that the African Cup of Nations will get to the level of the Euros?
I think so. I think football is evolving, so, and the world is getting smaller. People want more than just European football. So yeah, I think sooner rather than later we'll see. I think people will embrace African football more, but it all depends on players. If our players play more of the European and maybe American leagues, if they are in those leagues, I'm very sure their fans would want them to watch them play for their countries. So yeah, I think very soon, and I hope they adapt. I heard that they want to add the number of teams for the AFCON.
Yeah.
So I think it would be better. I think it's good to add a few more teams because it brings more eyes to the, because right now we only have, I think, Ethiopia. The whole of Eastern Africa, I think it's only Ethiopia that's there. If we had maybe three teams, maybe Kenya, Ethiopia, Uganda, you see those are more eyes and
Yeah.
more. So I think it's growing, and it's a good thing. I'm sure we'll be there soon. Maybe in the next 5, 6, 6 Afcons, it will be like a worldwide thing, just like the Euros. I don't think even yeah, the Euros. I never used to watch the Euros actually. I think I started watching the Euros recently, not so because it wasn't like something I was interested in. But maybe 10 years ago is when maybe I watched my first Euros. But when I was young, all I watched was club football and World Cup. So yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure
Yeah.
AFCON will grow to into something big.
Yeah, personally, I also think AFCON
Yeah.
actually can surpass the Euros. I think it can surpass the Euros only if the African governments, that is the countries, do become serious with investment in sports. Because one of the reasons why you find that the Euros is massively watched and it's a serious competition is because also the governments come into play. For example, they build stadiums in anticipation for the tournament. So, assuming, for example, we had nations like Africa, like Ethiopia, or let's say Kenya or Uganda hosting the tournament, those are actually countries that have a good climate. The rainfall is predictable. You know, there are some countries, especially in Central Africa, where you can't predict the rain, and if it rains, it becomes bad. So I'm not downplaying them. All I'm just saying is, if African nations can really invest, we can have a serious tournament being played across Africa. Actually, I saw even a proposal where competitions like Sekafa were being pushed to become more serious, because those are also mini tournaments that can actually pull a crowd. So it's interesting to see, as you said. I also want them to add teams to the AFCON so that the competition can become a massive one. I don't see why we can't have 32 teams there. Um, and play like the way the World Cup is played. I mean, we have a lot of nations in Africa that play football. Yeah, anyway, moving on. We tunangoja Devi aingie. You know, he's been lost since last night. He lost in a forest in Nottingham. But I'm sure Devi is going on well. Arsenal lost in the FA Cup.
They didn't just lose;
But
they were kicked
uh,
out of the
they were
FA.
kicked. And the last time Arsenal was kicked out, is it the fourth round? I think this is the fourth round, not the third round, if I'm not wrong. I think the last time Arsenal were kicked out at this stage was in 1996. I'm sure some of us watching this were not yet born when that last happened. But yeah, I think it was unexpected to have Arsenal losing to Nottingham Forest. I watched a bit of the match, and actually, I think Arsenal did not take their chances. They completely dominated the game. There were a few instances where Nottingham Forest were at par with Arsenal and actually pushed them back, and they created their chances and they took their chances. It was quite a bit of a shocker. And I do believe that their goalkeeper, Bant Leno, actually did well to make sure that Arsenal were in the game. But today we are having Manchester United, who are going to play against Aston Villa, a very, very crucial match, considering what has been going on at the club. There have been rumors coming out saying that the players are not happy, the players are not happy with the coach. There is a backroom unrest. Some players have been leaking information to the press. Other players like Fred coming out and saying that there is no problem at the club. The player is happy at the club. So I think this is a crucial match for Ralph Rangnick and his team. And also the players as well to come out and actually silence. Sorry. Yeah, so as I was saying, I think this is the perfect match for Ralph Rangnick and his team to come out and actually either silence the crowd, the press, or show them that actually there is unrest at the club. So, Steve, as you are aware, I was just saying that today we are having a crucial match for Manchester United in terms of they need to show that whatever is going on to the press or in the press is a hoax, or there is nothing going on wrong with the club. I said I'll mention this because you know, I've had an argument with someone in one of our forums, and I've also had arguments with people around me who know that I'm a Manchester United fan about this. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think that the club is at crisis, or it's just paper talk to sell papers?
Pardon?
Do you think that there is actually a crisis at Manchester United, or is just the press creating news to sell?
I wouldn't call it a crisis. I think that's a very big word to use for whatever's going on in Manchester. But I'm sure there is some friction. I'm sure there's some friction between the technical bench and some players, especially as I had mentioned, the fringe players who don't get games, like the Lingards, the Marshalls, the what's his name, Van de Beek.
Van de Beek.
I think Mata is okay. I don't think Mata is the guy to start anything, because he also understands where he is in his career. But guys like Lingard, guys who know they can get contracts elsewhere, I think those are our biggest problems. Like Lingard, Marshall, Van de Beek, Henderson. Sorry about my dog.
Wamejua Devi amejoin call. Wamejua Devi amejoin call.
Kuna Arsenal ameingia. Yeah, I think hapo ndo kuna shida where maybe people are actually talking to the press behind the scenes, some players. Unajua tu kama unataka kutoka club, you'll start what I know is that some players actually talk to reporters behind the scenes, na ile unajua tu reporters wako na confidentiality, so they won't say who it is, but always rumors about stuff kama in-house problems, there's always some element of truth. Ni vile tu media maybe now they'll just blow it up kabisa, ikaini kama people are not even talking to each other kwa club. Yani, they'll make it look very big,
very huge,
and maybe it was just some few freak, yani ilikuwa tu kitu kidogo hivi kiasi yenye but I'm sure there's something. I'm sure kuna hata mimi ningekuwa those players I would feel some kind of way. Unaekwa bench that the people wenye wanapewa game they also not delivering. So unajua if you are winning games, then hapo unaweza sema players utaelewa juu utasema yenyewe. But if the team is playing badly, performance very poor, and yet bado upati game, unaona hata you start raising some questions. Okay, what's going on hapa? Kwani so I think that's what's going on. What players tu yani wameamua mi kama you're not picking me, I'd better just ship.
Now let's let's come to Devi. Devi, welcome back. I was also with you down at the coast. I enjoyed being there. But now let's come to you. Do you think the way Manchester United players or how Manchester United press are handling the issue is better than the way, for example, Lukaku came out to criticize his time at the club? Which will you pick? Will you pick someone leaking news or someone coming out in the press and saying, I'm not happy at the club?
So far so good. I think let me use the Lukaku case as the case study.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the best approach to approach matters.
Mm-hmm.
If yeah, just call a spade a spade. Kama wase kupatia game, mama you're not happy with the system.
Yeah.
Ambia ijulikane, yes, this is the problem. So, because me, I think maybe by the time this guy reached to a point that he decided to talk, maybe he tried. I'm assuming he tried other avenues to solve the matter, but nothing was done. So akaamua kubust up, and at the end of the day, it was solved.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so may think the issue players kwenda underground, talking maybe to the press, something of that sort. At the end of the day, it jeopardizes the team itself. Because at the end of the day, there won't be teamwork to come here. There won't be cooperation among the players. You see, and at the end of the day, the team will lose. Yeah. So me, I think it's better players go the Lukaku way. Yeah.
Personally, I think it depends on someone's character, because we know there are players like Pogba, Lukaku, who will come out and say how they feel to the media, and they like it because they'll get the attention in media. And there are players like Anthony Martial, for example, or Aubameyang or Lacazette who are quiet. They don't like attention of the media, na watatumia agent wao kutoa their complaints. But what I think, from what I've researched, what I've read, what I've discussed with guys who are actually also followers of Manu, I think this is something that the media is blowing out of proportion. We already know kuna players when they are not happy at the club, similar to any other club. For example, we know, I'll give an example of Manchester City. We always knew Ferran Torres was not happy with the playing time at City. But what happened? The media did not blowing out of proportion, probably because it won't sell the papers as much as Manchester United players coming out and saying we are not happy playing. Another example is, I'll give an example of Arsenal. How many players at Arsenal are not playing?
So many.
Yeah. Have the press come out and made a big deal out of it that, for example, Aubameyang is not playing, Pepe is not playing? So, and I said this somewhere, and I'm not being...
Just to cut you short, Simon, a very good example is, I don't know which paper was that. So, mtu alituma kwa ile group.
Yes.
Where the biggest picture was Cristiano. Rumors.
Yes.
Rumors. It's not factual. It's not. Nobody has said fact, but rumors that Cristiano is akuna friction with sijui Maguire and sijui whoever amewambia they're not trying enough. That's rumors where there's no statement yenye Cristiano ametoa kwa press or anything. Then imekwa a whole page. Yani a whole page ni rumors. Then pale juu, this is fact. Aubameyang was in the club mpaka amepigwa picha akipiga sheshe huko Dubai. No, that is fact. Hiyo si ati kuna rumors ati Aubameyang alikuwa wapi? Hiyo like a press walienda mpaka kwa club wakampiga picha akikula sheshe. na alikuwa anafaa kwa AFCON akienda na other players. Yeah, kama kwenda church. Unaona? So
No.
that is fact.
No.
That's fact.
No.
That's fact.
Yes. No. The whole team was in Dubai. You see, even
It wasn't the whole team. How is the whole team in Dubai?
walikuwa huko, the whole team was there. Listen, and there are stories that
which team? Which whole team?
As in?
Which team?
Which team was the whole team? How was the whole team in Dubai?
Hiyo ndio swali tunauliza.
What were they doing in Dubai? The Arsenal team was in Dubai doing what?
No, we are not talking about the Arsenal team. We are talking about
Gabon.
Gabon.
Mm-hmm.
The entire Gabon team was in Dubai for training. Yeah, it was in Dubai for training. So what happened? I even heard that they striked. That they won't go to Cameroon for AFCON if their salaries have not been paid. You see, yeah. So Aubameyang was there with the entire team in Gabon. So
were they in the club the entire team? Let's go slowly. David twende pole pole. Akiwa kwa club akikula sheshe. Was he with the Gabon team or was he doing his own thing on the side?
Okay, we can say he was doing his own thing. That one would know you're saving Kabisha. But now the entire team was in Dubai. He was not there alone.
Okay.
That's my argument.
The question is, Bisawa,
now, okay, now.
Which there's no
okay. Sikia, ngoja, let me answer Evra.
Timu ingine iko camp.
Sikia, ngoja.
Timu ingine iko camp.
Sikia, facts being be stated, we cannot compare Aubameyang and Cristiano. We cannot. Can we? Kaliba ya Cristiano ni kina Messi. If I told now we are bringing Messi into this picture, hapo hivyo tungeunderstand, but Aubameyang is no way near to Cristiano. That one we have to agree. So Cristiano being given the bigger portion in that paper, it's understandable. No one, in fact, kwanza ingekuwa ni blanda sana huyo editor eti apateni Aubameyang the bigger portion, apateni Cristiano portion kidogo. Hata mwenyewe ni angekuwa ni mfala gani anafanya hiyo, hawezi uza hiyo paper.
Now that's my point.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point. Why? Because the combination of Manchester United and Cristiano Ronaldo will sell more than Aubameyang having a fight with Arsenal. You see, that's the point.
Yeah.
I'll give you now the other, and you've said a good case study is Lukaku and Chelsea. When Lukaku and Chelsea had that fight, it did trend for 2-3 days, and then afterwards what happened? The Manchester United news was picked up for an entire week. So ile ya Lukaku, it was brushed aside for until he came out and gave the apology. But before then, Manchester United news, players are unhappy, had already started leaking out. Okay, so my point is this, and you saw what I wrote at the group. I wrote, hey, Evro umejoin mara mbili. Okay.
Invite mara mbili.
This is my point, and I'll say what I wrote in that group. I wrote, even if Cristiano Ronaldo farts out loudly during training, it will sell more. Reason being, he's a Manchester United player, is Cristiano Ronaldo. So to me, player unrest equal, it's there at every other club. But because it's Manchester United, they'll come out and make it so big. And then wana ride na hii wave ya mse alikuwa akuja afanye magic, all of a sudden Manu is winning all matches at a go. How many matches has Ralph Ragnick managed? It's only 4 matches.
Yeah.
Is it 4 or 5? I think 5 matches. And
Yeah.
he has lost only 1 game. So 1 game ndio inaleta hii shida yote. What if he had lost all matches? Si wangekuwa anasema Old Trafford is on fire. Players wanachoma vitu huko akivunja maglasi. So to me it's something that's just being blown out of proportion by the media, because the media know that at the moment Manu inakula banta, at the moment news za Manu zina attract even fans that even football fans that are not necessarily Manchester United fans. Case in point, and I'll give you an example. God forbid, but I'll give you an example. Arsenal lost to Nottingham Forest. How many headlines has it made? But let Man U lose to Aston Villa in that FA Cup. Let's compare both news.
But let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you have a problem in Manchester United?
I think the only problem is that guys are impatient.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only problem we have. Guys are impatient because from what I understand is the owners of the club they realized the mistakes they made. The mistake was, instead of buying players that can function in a team, they were buying individuals that will make the club money. So that's why now they changed the structure of the club. But you see, you cannot change the structure of the club and expect results immediately. Look at Liverpool, look at Manchester City, look at even Chelsea. Once you change how you are running the club, you need to give the club time. Another case in point, Arsenal. You are given time and now you are performing. What if Arteta was sacked after the 5th game of the season? Do you think you'll be performing the way you are performing right now? I don't think so. So the only problem at Manu is that most people are already spoiled for success because Alex Ferguson was winning left, right, and center the last couple of years, but they've forgotten that every process needs time. Na hiyo kitu tunashinda tukisikia from even Arsenal fans, trust the process. So I think the only problem at Manu is that guys are impatient, more so because there's a lot of banter coming through to Manchester United fans. So the fans are impatient. The fans are feeling that hata Newcastle vile imenunuliwa, watakuja watu overtake. But I don't think it's the case. It's just that we need to give the new structure time. We have now a director of football. We have a technical director. So let's wait and see. Who knows? Probably in the next 2-3 seasons, Man U itakuwa inapigana at the top 3. So for now, the only problem for me, I think it's guys are impatient. But let's hear from Evra. I think he's shaking his head.
Me totally disagree with you, Simon. Me actually, I don't mind results. Currently, me hata sijaangalia results. I would rather we draw and see that we fought than draw and even win 1-0, and you know your 1-0 you didn't deserve to win, to get that 1-0. Like, since the guy apatiwe hiyo kiti, where's the pressing that he promised? Yani sijaona anything that he's talking about kwa press conference kwa game. Mi namuona tu anaongea about pressing. Gengen press, you need to win the ball within 8 seconds of losing it. How? Kama case in point, hiyo game yenye ya Wolves yenye we lost. Wolves walikuwa wanashika ball, there was no pressing, everyone was falling back. Mpaka yani people from midfield, not even, I'd expect the defense to fall back, but unapata mpaka midfield McTominay and Fred wanarudi nyuma. Sasa where is the pressing there? Sasa it was very I haven't seen what he's preaching as at yet, so I can't say that. I wouldn't say that he's a fraud, but I am yet to see the pressing that he promised us. At least, pressing is not a style of play, honestly. Pressing is just pressing. Anyone can press. Yet, hakuna special players you need to press. You just tell somebody, don't fall back. When the opponents have the ball, go for it. Unaona? That's all about pressing. Si lazima tukwe na they are not ati hakuna players wanatoka kwa academy wanaitwa hawa ni pressers. Hakuna. That's just instructions and unapea hiyo nini. When the opponents have the ball, make sure you get it back before afike 18 yako.
And let me ask this question before you continue. Number one, I'll start by saying the system that Manu used to press in terms of blocks, because the system yenye tulikuwa tumezoea kucheza was a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-2-1. Those systems allowed you to press in terms of blocks, either a block of 3, a block of 4. So do you think the change of system from 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-2-1 to 4-2-2-2 has affected them? That's number one. Number two, we know that Manchester United currently has Slay King sort of mentality players. They don't want to work hard for the ball. So do you think that is also a factor to consider when these players are being coached? Because we look at the number of players we have. For example, we have Cristiano, we have Rashford, we have Greenwood, we have who else? Anthony Martial, we have Pogba, we have Fred, although Fred does it. But we have a lot of players, especially in the front five, that actually have never been known to be pressing players. Do you think that those two factors affect how Rangnick is coaching them?
What I meant about pressing is not one guy running for the ball. Pressing actually starts from behind, not even from the front. In order for front players to press, we must first of all have a highlight. No, let's say their defender has a ball. Sindio, they've started the ball in their 18. Wamepatia defender wao. What you're supposed to do as a pressing team, just look at Liverpool. You will find that Van Dijk is, unaona ile circle iko katikati ya uwanja. Yeye ndo last man na amesimama at the edge of that circle. Meaning the whole team is
working as a unit.
So that's like 10 players or 9 players pressing the other team. So unapata the only option that guy has is either to kick just a long ball and hope for the best, ama arudishie keeper, which builds more pressure for them. Naona? So hawezi sema utapress, atutafanya pressing while defender wenyu bado wako 18 yenyu. Maguire bado wako 18 wakipiga soga na De Gea. Hakuna pressing down. Hiyo kwanza mtapigwa counter mbaya sana. Mtapigwa counter. Then because wanajua Maguire ana mbio, Maguire hawezi. The only way you can press is the whole team. Like you squeeze them, hawana like room, like you suffocate them in their own half. No, once you suffocate them, now you have time to even win that ball in the 8 seconds that anasema. But in Manchester United, you'll find the only people pressing ni Bruno kuenda mbele. Matic na defender wake wote wako huko nyuma. So kuna kwa na very huge gap hapo katikati. Where just ball moja ikirushwa from defense iende pale katikati, hiyo ni counter attack moto kwa sababu wanajua Matic slow, Maguire slow. Yani we don't have fast players. Like alafu tunaacha very huge gap between Bruno and Matic. There is a whole gap hapo which should not be there. Sasa ndo nasema like maybe anawaambia wa press. For me hiyo ni ujinga. Kama una play pressing, just look at Liverpool. Liverpool are pressing at one man running for you. They press you as a team and they defend as a team. Ball ikirudi huku nyuma unapatanga all of them. Mpaka Firmino unapata kwa 18 na yeye ndo anafaa hivi strike. Unaona ana defend. Then when they go wakipanda wanapanda as a team. Hata Van Dijk abaki nyuma wanaenda wote. Now of which your highline inasaidianga cause pia let's say they have a striker, a lone striker tu, obviously atakuwa hapo. Always atakuwa offside. Most of the time atakuwa offside because the high line is very high. So utapata kazi ya mtu kama Van Dijk ni kutime tu. Akiona kuna cross inataka kunini, he just goes one step mbele. Cross ikipigwa jamaa kwa offside tayari. So ni kucheza tu na akili, which mi sijaona. Maybe anafaa ende afanye nini inaitwa nini? Afanye training na his students akina Klopp and waonyeshe Kejaliwa, maybe alisahau vile wafundishe hiyo gegenpress, I don't know.
But I think umejibu swali yenye nilikuwa nimeuliza vizuri sana. I had asked 2 questions, whether it's the system and the players, and you've actually agreed with me. Because this is what I know before I give Devi his time for the opinion. Actually, Evra umeagree na tunasema. This is what I know about pressing based on my field hockey coaching lessons or experience. In pressing kuna kitu tunaitanga triggers. Na triggers ni ile tunasema when the ball, let's say, goes to a certain area of the pitch, this is how we should move. Na umesema vizuri, for example, Van Dijk akiwa where at the center of the circle or at the edge of the center circle, he is a trigger to tell other players that you should not actually be behind me. Unaona? Haya, for example, Firmino anajua hii ball ikienda left, kuna position fulani nafaa kuwa, Salah anajua nafaa kuwa position fulani, Trent Alexander-Arnold anajua nafaa kuwa position hivyo. Those are what we call triggers. To me, what I don't see in Arsenal and Manchester United, because these are teams that are trying to press. For Arsenal, it's somehow working, but they are still struggling a bit, is it's like the players are yet to identify what the triggers are. Based on ile system wanacheza, hawajui ni trigger gani wanafaa kufollow. I'll give an example of the first attack ya Arsenal. I hope Devi watched that game. The first attack ya Arsenal, when they went to press, kuna mtu alisahau that kuna fullback huwa anapanda on the opposite side. Pass ilipigwa moja and it cut out everyone. And actually wali force Arsenal into their first save. So what you are saying is true. I don't disagree with you, Steve, at all. But my argument is what Ralph Rangnick needs to work on is, number one, he needs to work on the players' mentality. Ile awambie that pressing is not an individual thing, as you've said, it's a team effort. And there are things we call triggers, and there are certain areas that you should press. The other thing that pisses me off, so that Devi, now you come in. Na hii kitu tulikuwa, we were watching the game with Pascal at his place, is whenever man is getting attacked or is under attack, unaanzanga kuona wale madefender na midfielder wana backtrack. Where are they going to? They are going to the box. And then mse akiingia box, ndio wanaanza kurusha miguu na mikono trying to block the shot. Anyway, Devi, let's talk about, give your opinion and then tuongelea about the Arsenal game before we end the show.
On the same note, mi ushangaga na one thing. But and I've also seen that in Arsenal. You find that a player is making a run. Unajua umse hata maybe he's faster than you. Instead of following that person head to head, you distract, wewe unakimbia to the direction ambayo anaenda. You see, uende try kumkati mbele. Umse akisha kutoka na mbio, ndio hivyo ndo ulisahau. You see? So I think that also is another problem. Okay, my opinion, as in, I asked if at all you think Manchester United have a problem. And yes, I know you have a problem. It's the same problem that we had. And I'll give an example of the Wolves team and of the Wolves game. I think Rangnick is struggling at some bit kwa sababu ya nini? You see, the time that he was making a sub akiingiza Bruno. Then he left Cavani inside, akatoa Greenwood. Akatoa Greenwood. That time he made the biggest blunder because comparing Greenwood na Cavani in that game, Greenwood was far much better than Cavani. You see, but he left Cavani just because Cavani is experienced. Akamua mwache kwa game atoe na Greenwood. But me, I think if Greenwood was in that game, maybe the results in the quite different. You see, him bringing in Bruno in that game at that point, I saw it was brilliant because at that point, Manchester United was struggling between now taking the ball from the defenders to the forwards. Then when of which that's the job that Bruno did when he came in. Tuliona sana hata mshaanza kuattack, things like those, you see. But now the problem that he did, so I think the guy is not tactical. I'll say that's maybe that's the problem. He's not tactical. Tactical, I mean someone that can read the game. I want this is where I'm losing. Let me change this, do this, blah blah blah, and you see people like Klopp, people like Guardiola. These are guys. He can change a game at any point. Akiona wase wamenileme in this area, he'll just do a little talk na utapata tu game imechange all of a sudden. Mutapata nyinyi ndo mlikuwa better in that game, but all of a sudden mnabadilishwa game na mnashangaa tu yani vile kumeenda. So I think he is a good coach, but he's not tactical. I also sijui kama mi peke yangu ndo niliona hii. You remember before the games that Carrick coached as in zenye alisimamia.
Yeah.
Did you see any difference in Manchester?
Yeah, there was a huge difference. There was a very
me nilishanga Carrick and a bench paka na bench paka na Cristiano, and that's what these coaches need to do. Usione ugumu. If someone is not helping you in the team, just be that person. You see, I'll give you an example. I remember the last time we were talking about Arsenal, you remember that when we were discussing about Aubameyang.
Yeah.
Just look at the moment Nani Aubameyang was absent in that team. You see, the team really changed a lot. You see, we can attack vizuri because now we had someone that Akopale we are depending on someone. It's like we are playing one man less. You see, it's someone that you're depending on, but he's not helping in the team. So I think that's the problem that these coaches are having players that are not helping them in the team, and they'll always play them. You see, I think that's the problem.
Yeah. Now, gentlemen, tumepitisha time, but it is allowed because we've stayed over 1 month without doing the show. But I don't want us to end before we talk about the Arsenal game. And this time, we are being objective. Banta imeisha. I'm going to be objective. Banta Arsenal imeisha. Now, Devi, what happened? What happened in that game?
One thing I know, I'll say, you see this, and this is something I've been telling guys. You see these teams, zenye tunasema guys ni team ndogo, maybe teams from the championship. I mean, these guys play that tiki-taka game. You see, now in Premier League, you see system tumeizoea. You see, so it becomes very hard playing against these teams at times. So I think to us it caught us by surprise. It caught us by surprise.
But I did watch that game, and you were dominating the game, and I expected you to score around 3 goals, but kuna mahali Nottingham ilikani kama itawasukuma, because I remember Bantleno made, I think, around 3 good saves. There was one attack that happened. I think your left back was having a very, very difficult time against that winger. Jamaa nakimbia. Ushaiona ile Steve, ile ndoto yenye unakimbia lakini hausongi. Winga alikuwa anapata bola, napiga tu, jamaa ameenda, fullback anamfuata, amfikii. Yani anaona tu distance inaendelea kuongezeka. And then that guy made a shot. Bantleno saved with his legs. But it was quite an interesting one. I agree with you. Those teams, they play the traditional English football. Ile ball ya England, ile ya kitambo, ile ya chapa tuende, ile shika mpira kimbia. Lakini kuna time sasa wanaamua sasa ni kupanga ball, alafu sasa wakipata tu space tuende mbio sasa. That sort of old school kind of game. And then where I felt Arteta went wrong was, in such a game, you need an experienced head in that game, especially when you're playing against those smaller teams. I feel Ali underrate your team based on the lineup alikuwa ameunderrate, because if someone like Lacazette had started that game, kungekuwa na a bit of difference in that in that result. Steve, what are your thoughts on the game? No banter, please. No banter. Be very objective. Najua hiyo ni ngumu, lakini
honestly I didn't watch the game. Liona tu extended highlights leo. Nikiwa Liona extended highlights. I think who was your strike? Was it Nketiah or who? Alikuwa anapiga mpira nje kuzipiga nje sana. Hii aiming yake aliacha huko Emirates ama what was going on? Anazipiga nje kuzipiga.
Tumesema hakuna banter, tena ushaanza banter.
See, we are talking about the game, the performance. So that was the first issue. Your striker was misfiring sana. Yani huko left right, lakini apart target. Number 2, is it Cedric ndo alicheza huko fullback kama nani? Nani alicheza fullback? Ni Cedric kama nani?
Fullback Cedric.
Left back, alicheza left back.
Right back.
Tiani ndio alicheza.
No, right.
Right back ilikuwa ni Cedric.
Ni Cedric, I think ni huyo. That guy, you should sell him. Ana maana kwa hiyo team. He's finished. I don't know what he's doing in that team. Sijui mbona mliuza Niles. I thought Niles was a bit good. Because I think he's on loan. But you see, you need somebody like, it's better Niles than the Cedric guy, if I was to be asked. Nottingham Forest team ya kupatia such a big headache that yani una act ni kama mko level moja na hiyo team. Big ups to Ghana, our academy player. Kidogo aibishe goalkeeper wenyu na free kick nyingine moto sana. So our academy is producing some good players who pia on loan huko Nottingham. Maybe he'll break through next season. What else can I say about the game? You lost. People lose. Nottingham Forest has done you twice, so mmekuwa mabibi officially. mlienda engagement, sasa ndoa kabisa. Mlienda ile rashio.
No banter. Be objective, man.
Endelea tu juu sasa imetoka. Wacha itoke tu.
So you officially married to the foresters. Yeah. Ni life. Afadhali nitoi banta leo because I don't know what to expect after this. In the next 1 hour maybe ni sisi tutakuwa tunachekwa, so I better squeeze all the juice out of this banter minute. But yeah, ni life. I thought FA ilikuwa kapi yenu, as you said. FA ni kapi yetu. Mmetolewa na
wamesema hiyo kikombe imerasta, hawezi kunyia chai, so akaachana naye.
Imerasta.
But you know,
wamesema ati unajua pia ukienda kufanya shopping hawezi nunua kikombe the same, unanunua kikombe different.
Yeah, then
wamezijaza FA nyingi, so
hiyo kitu tumeiwin sana. Pia tuachie pia other clubs to fight for that.
Haina, tutawaachia Champions
League. Tukiongea mambo ya top 4 jana. Nilisikia mkiongea mambo ya top 4 jana, mimi sikujua ligi imeisha. Sikujua ligi ilisha jana jioni, lakini sawa.
Evra. You remember there is a time we were discussing about which teams will be in top 4 from January. You remember that time?
Yeah.
And Arsenal was never in that list. List.
But pia kumbuka Evra alimalizia na akasema at the end of the season Arsenal haitamaliza above Man U, so we are still waiting.
Manchester United. You can take that to the bank. Na mi predictions are always David, we can bet even money hapa online.
Can we bet?
If Arsenal win, Sikiliza, we are betting now. Acha nipatie a very good bet. If Arsenal win, not win, but obviously you're not going to win. If Arsenal finish above Manchester United, I will buy an Arsenal jersey and wear it for a month. Kwa hii show. And if Manchester United win, Sikiliza, and if Manchester United, Sikiliza, tunaongea hapa. If Manchester United, unajua uishi mbali, hizi ni majirani. If Manchester United finish above Arsenal, you will buy a Manchester jersey. Na uivae season nzima, kila episode yenye tunapata. Nikikuja Mombasa tayari nikupata umeidunga. Every time we meet anywhere. Sikiliza, to meet online. To meet wapi? Nikupata umevaa hiyo jezi.
Let's do this. Let's agree on this. Let's agree on this. The jersey plays, sawa. 1 month. 1 month. Sawa. Done.
Okay, to make it fair. This to make it fair. Arsenal wakienda above Man U, Evra atavaa jersey the whole month. Including akienda kuwatch games za Man U, lazima avae jersey Arsenal.
Arsenal, yes.
For 1 month.
They have to show proof.
Of course, they have to show proof.
Selfies, tunapiga selfies hapo.
Hata kama umeenda peke yako, you have to show proof. Upige selfie.
Devi, if Manchester United finish above Arsenal, the same applies. Utavaa hiyo jersey for 1 month, including kwenda kuwatch Arsenal games na kukuja show. Haya. If you fail to attend the show, either one of you mkikosa kuattend show na excuse ndio usionekane umevaa jersey, uta extend by another 1 month.
Agreed.
Sawa. Na ujue the internet never forgets.
It never forgets. Agreed. In episode number?
Hey, hata sikumbuki ni namba ngapi lakini
yes, we have to put it somewhere.
So gentlemen, thank you very much for coming through.
We had missed... before watch it. A minute, Simon.
Yeah,
before we go, we had said we'll talk about transfers. So maybe I can just highlight the done deals. I'll just highlight the done deals. So far we have Maitland Niles, Arsenal to Roma loan. Another notable one is Axel Twinzebe from United to Napoli loan. Another one we have Kylian Trippier, Atletico Madrid to Newcastle, 12 million. Felipe Coutinho, Barcelona to Aston Villa loan. Okay, those are the most notable.
The news coming through right now is he's having his medical as we speak. So the transfer might be confirmed probably tomorrow. We still have some more rumors coming through. For example, Arsenal are looking for a midfielder. I think Manchester United have also been linked to the same midfielder. That is Dennis Zakaria, the Swiss midfielder from Borussia Mönchengladbach. We also have rumors of Anthony Martial going to Sevilla. It's not yet agreed. We also have rumors of Lucas Digne, or is it Digne? Lucas Digne, who is going from Everton to
Chelsea.
Yeah, to Chelsea or Aston Villa, one of those two clubs. They are still negotiating.
Why doesn't Man City take him? Because Man City needs a left back.
I don't think he's a Pep kind of player, to be honest. I don't think he's a Pep kind of player. I think Pep Guardiola is targeting a left back that we don't know of. Pep Guardiola knows how to hide his cards. We also have Chelsea, who are looking to replace the injured left back. They're also looking for they're looking at taking their own is it Palmieri or Emerson? They are negotiating Emerson to have him back, but the club that has loaned him out or loaned him in are not willing to cancel the contract to have the player go back, because at the moment he's performing very, very well in the league, French league. Also, big news coming through is that Kylian Mbappe might renew his contract with PSG, as the player is not yet convinced about going to Real Madrid. But I think this is just his manager or his coach trying to his agent trying to push a story to the media so that Real Madrid can become serious with the deal. Paul Pogba is yet to decide his future. It is said that he will continue to stay at the club until the end of the season, as well as Edinson Cavani, who has confirmed to the media and the press, saying that he will see out the end of his contract. So more transfer news, I think tutazipost pale kwa social media pages zetu. You'll get to follow them. Also, you can follow Devi on social media. Devi, where can guys find you on social media?
At Lidevki in IG, David Kiriga in Facebook.
Yeah. And remember, if you want to buy a phone, Devi aliniuzia simu ingine kali sana. Nowadays, people are calling this phone phone camera, si camera phone.
Phone camera. Phone camera.
It's not a camera phone. You can always get them from Devi's shop. It's called Gmax. Where are you, Gmax?
We are located along Digo Road in Mombasa, opposite Huduma Center, just next to Safaricom shop.
Yeah. And I'm sure if guys order the phone online, you can always deliver wherever they want.
We can deliver. We normally deliver nationwide.
Okay. Yeah.
At our own cost.
Hapo Wakenya ungesema free. Unajua Mkenya anangojaga hiyo jina free.
Free of charge.
Yeah, free
of charge.
Yes. So Steve, where can guys get you on social media?
Socials, Twitter, Instagram, Trickster the Real. Kama hapo chini. Yeah. Facebook, I don't use it so much, but Facebook, look for Manchester United Club Banters. Manchester United Fans Club Banters. Hapo ndo utanipata. I try to post regularly, although hii December tumelemewa kiasi. But that's the page where, just like the page, hapo ndio tuko sana sana.
Wacha kusema tumelemewa sana, sema
December was very heavy
sana.
December mambo ilienda msegemnege kidogo, but
wasisikie hizi story.
Hopefully tutakuwa return the regular shows za Mondays, Fridays.
Yeah. Sawa. Also Steve,
subscribe, by the way. People subscribe tafadhali.
Yeah.
Watu wa subscribe pale YouTube yetu bado it's almost 0. So tafadhali do something hapo. Yeah, support us tafadhali.
Yeah. Na pia if you're in the area of Diani and you're looking for a staycation or at least a holiday or a vacation, you can contact Steve. Anajua mahali kuna hoteli safi sana, mahali utaenda ulale, and beaches zenye ziko huko. And when I say beaches, I mean sandy beaches.
You have to be specific.
I have to be specific. The beaches ya BEACHE.
Najua the best beaches. Yeah. Iko na many meanings. So yeah.
Many meanings. So
sandy beaches. Yeah.
Sandy beaches. And also he has contacts to some and one of the best hotels. I think also he works for one. We don't want to say where. But you can contact him and he will be able to hook you up. Hawajalipa. Yeah. Myself is at Simoninski, all social media platforms except OnlyFans. I don't have an OnlyFans page. Sioni nikifungua OnlyFans anytime soon, but all social media platforms you can find us. Until next time, gentlemen, see you and bye-bye. Tuende to watch your game, Man U. Fingers crossed. I hope we will win. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.